Oh no, I didn't prepare before the video. Batteries. Maybe they work. Who knows? Anyway, the Nintendo Game Boy. That's right, it's iconic. You can't hardly see the screen. You can't play it on long car trips unless you have a light. The Game Boy. One of the most influential handheld systems, if not the most influential handheld systems of all time. Of course, this is not the original one. This is a 1995 re-release model as a special edition. It was a part of the Game Boy, forget what the collection was called, but I forget what it was called. But it was a bunch of different Game Boys that were special editions. You can see my hand parentheses kind of. This is the high technology, clear version. They came out all over the world. This one's most common in America. They came in like blue, purple, all that, blah. Game Boy. Now, despite what most people would tell you, the Nintendo Game Boy was not the original handheld. That actually belongs to the, what is it? The, golly, what is that thing called? The Intella, and we're back after a quick Google search. The Milton Bradley, it was not the Intellivisions. Basically, I'll probably, if I can, I'll pull up a picture of it and show it to you, because I don't have one in my collection. I'd love to own one, but it was the original handheld game system. You would take cartridges, kind of like, this one will work, kind of like this, but they were the length of the entire system. It was a little brick. I don't have two hands, but it was a little longer than the Game Boy, skinnier, wasn't as thick. But you took, and instead of replacing cartridges like this, and, you know, sliding them in, flipping it over, taking them out, which is hard to do with one hand, so you know how to take a Game Boy cartridge out. So you would just replace the faceplate, and that'd be a different game. It came with brick blasters, I think it was what it's called. I believe there were about 5 or 6 games released, very basic. Basically one of them LCD games, but with an interchangeable faceplate. But it was an actual dedicated system. This was not that. That was released 1970. I just read it. 70. It was in the 70s, mid 70s. It came out like a good couple of years, good 5 years before the Game Boy did. It wasn't a major success, but not the very first system. The Game Boy was one of the first successful systems. It also wasn't the first successful Game Boy, wasn't also the very first successful handheld system. I believe Atari owns that, but I could be wrong. Don't listen to me on that. I know a good bit about game systems, but and their history, but I can get things wrong. It does happen occasionally. Also, forgive my hands for being dirty. I work on cars pretty much essentially all day and mess with greasy parts and stuff. So that's fun. No, I like it, but this is my second hobby. But anyway, one of the most influential game systems of all time. I know this system is going to be called the Game Boy, so I need to get to the point. Should have already got to the point if I didn't lose you. Now, of course, they did come out with several different models of the Game Boy. Of course, you have the original gray brick, as many affectionately call it. And which this is a part of that line. It's just a different shell. That's the only difference on this one. Different shell. That's it. It is still the monochrome green 8-bit LCD screen with all the Nintendo fancy stuff inside of it. All the fancy computer stuff. Not quite sure what all the things are, but you can see all the capacitors. And you can see this one is in really good shape. Really, really good shape. These are always either faded or the screen's tore up. It does have a little bit, but I think it's supposed to be like that. I wish I had an original Game Boy to show you, but I don't. Now, of course, it is the dot stereo one. We got Pokemon Blue in there right now. Decent game. I don't like looking up walkthroughs on those, so I ended up getting lost. Yeah, terrible gamer, I know. And you can see just how hard it is to see that screen. Trust me, it's that bad with your actual eyes, too. You have to be in just the right light, just the right, and then you can see it. And you have to hold it there. Can't move too much or else you won't see it. Very fun. It's obviously got a headphone jack. Hey, modern smartphones could take some advice from that. Of course, you have your contrast. Again, this is the clear model, so things might be a little hard to see. That's enough. We'll turn off Pokemon. Things might be just a tad hard to see. You can see your volume, your, actually, that right there, we'll get to that in a second. I don't have any of the peripherals, so, I might pull up pictures of them when I go to talk to him. While I'm looking at it, I'll go and talk to him. That right there is a port for, mainly, it's used for the four-way connector thing that I forget what they call it. It's a Game Boy link or something like that. I forget what they call it. But it was one of the ways you could link your Game Boys together and play two-player games. Pretty neat concept. Of course, obviously, it's died out with Bluetooth and wireless play stuff, the internet, all that kind of stuff. You don't really pair systems together anymore that way. Something like that lived all the way up till the Game Boy Advance. I'll go ahead and show you if I actually edit this video more than just cropping out. If I can actually pull up pictures, I'll show you a picture of one of those because I don't own one. I want one. Of course, you have your headphone jacks at the very bottom. Oh, dang, I don't remember what that's for. Oh, I don't remember. If anyone knows what that's for, I'm sure they'll tell me in the comments. Be like, you're stupid! How did you not know that? This was 20 years before my time. Well, yeah, 1995. No, I'm done. You're right, you would be correct. I am very stupid. 5 years before me for 1995. No, you know what? Yeah, we'll just go with that. I don't want to sound any dumber than I am. Now, there are very rare variants of the clear. There's one that was an early production release where the Game Boy was not this pinkish, wasn't this pinkish color right here. It was a little darker. It was almost black looking. As well as there's some Game Boy Color, there's some Game Boys over in Japan that are special edition like these. They're not necessarily this, they're the Game Boy Light. And they're like, if I can pull up pictures, you'll start seeing them right now as I talk about them. And they're like, they were limited release contest ones. You have the Fungimo, however you say that thing. There's the Astro Boy. There's a couple, there's so many special editions that were released for contests. I figure now, since I didn't say it at the beginning because I am very dumb, first of all, you had a bunch of Game Boy lineup. There was a bunch of Game Boys. That was your Game Boy, there was, of course, your original Game Boy, your gray brick. Then, I believe right after that, they came out with the Game Boy Pocket, which was just a smaller, slimmer, easier to carry Game Boy. That one sold really well. Then, of course, 95, they released these as more of a budget thing, still trying to push it, but the Game Boy was on its way out in 95. Japan only, around the same year, I believe, got the Game Boy Light, which is a Japanese only and considered the best way to play your authentic Game Boy games, because it was the only Game Boy. It's just a shame they didn't release it over here to feature a backlight. It also had it was also slimmer, sleeker, a little bit smaller, wasn't as bulky. I feel like there's a special edition I'm missing over. Oh well, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Don't know how many games were released with the Game Boy, but I do know in 89, if you know anything about video games, what made this system sell was Tetris. From Russia with Love. Crazy story. I highly recommend looking at the story of Tetris. I'm not going to go into it in detail because this video is about Game Boy. But anyway, yeah, it is a highly successful game system. Selling like, I think 89, 90 million units, I think is what it was. Again, could be wrong there. I have done absolutely no research. All of this is coming off of what I can remember and top of my head. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. I do a little bit of research, but it's more just I kind of know what I'm talking about. So if I do get things wrong, that's why. Feel free to scream at me in the comments and dislike the video. That's perfectly fine. No, I don't think I'm forgetting one. But yeah, to say this thing blew its competition out of the water would be an understatement. There's a reason you don't remember. The only thing that could somewhat have competition with this was the Sega Game Gear. Basically a portable Sega Master System. And even then, it paled in comparison to this thing. Atari, nobody remembers the links. I guess you could say the Game Boy Color is kind of a revision, is kind of the Game Boy itself, but I would consider it a whole new system because it does have a whole different library. It's just it just kind of obsoleted this one because it can play all your games in color. But yeah, that's my clear Game Boy. Maybe this video will be decent somewhat. If you want to support the channel, the biggest way to do that would be to like, comment, subscribe, share, spread the word of the channel, let everyone know. Go to your neighbor's house, break in, tell them about it, tell them, hey, watch this. Anyway, I don't know. Go into a bank, say, I want you to subscribe right now. No one leaves until you subscribe to Capri Sun 396. I do want to start a Discord for everybody who's here. This is more now for people who watch the channel. I do want to start a Discord for people who are really supportive of the channel and to just anyone who wants to talk about anything, really. But I don't know what to call it. No one will tell me anything. I'm about to just call it something stupid. We're going to put it in a random name generator, and that's what it's going to be called. Focus. But yeah, I do plan on making one of those soon. I'm just very busy. I apologize for not having one. I'm just busy. I'll have one eventually. Thank you for all the support. No, I'm not angry. I'm just, if I sound that way. But really, though, thank you for all the support, everyone. Again, I say it at every video. If you like cars or anything like that, I do have a second channel, Capri Sun 396. I upload to it pretty much every day. Don't worry, it's trash just like this one, except for I film cars. I'm starting to get to where I can actually edit things and have projects, so hopefully that channel is going to get a lot better. But if you like cars, I have a 1974 Caprice Classic 2-door coupe with a fully built 402 big block I'm putting into it. It is a process, but eventually it's going to come in. It's going to go into the car. I already have the motor. It's just going to go into the car. Just hadn't been able to put it in the car yet. So go check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description. But other than that, thank you for watching and have a good one.